L'heure. L'heure.
Blech. Hey guys, I've got a super fun video for you today. We're going to be trying a lot of new luxury goodies today. I made a fairly large order on Nordstrom, and this video is sponsored by Nordstrom. A huge thank you to them for partnering with me again. I just absolutely love Nordstrom because they always have the best new releases, and it's almost like where I get beauty news, because I did not know that La Perla was coming out with lipsticks until I hopped onto the Nordstrom site, was poking around, clicked on beauty, clicked on new arrivals, and there these babies were. So I'm really excited to try these today. I purchased the shades Terracotta Red and Tangelo Red. So we'll be trying those out towards the end of the video. I also have the newly reformulated Chanel Vita Lumiere Radiant Moisture Rich Fluid Foundation in the shade number 20, Claire, and then the Longwear Concealer in B20. I'm very curious about these. This previous foundation I never tried, so this will be a completely new experience for me. But their Longwear Concealer is one of my favorites, and I have repurchased it. I have almost a new tube sitting in my drawer, and then they came out with a new formulation. So hopefully I like it just as much as the old one. We'll see. And then I purchased a new Dior Blush in the shade 459, which is one that I have been very, very curious about. So that's exciting. And we're going to be trying the new Kier Weiss Mascara, which is the Impossible Mascara, and the Chantecaille Luminescent Eye Shades, the new ones that just came out. I have a new to me loose powder, the Shiseido Future Solution LX Total Radiance Loose Powder. This got really good reviews, so I'm curious to try this. And we're going to be starting out with a fragrance. So if you guys watched, I think a vlog of mine, a couple vlogs ago, I purchased one of these new Licorice collection Puffums from Kilian, the apple brandy one. And I had really high hopes for it. I do like apple scent, apple flavor. I'm really into apples. And when I opened up the box, it had a really strong kind of apple essence to it, and I was so excited. But once I sprayed it actually on me, it kind of just, I didn't smell any of the apple. It was only like in the box, it was only in the air, it wasn't actually on me. So I decided to give this one a shot, hoping I would like this one a little bit more. So I have no idea how to pronounce this. I think it means like happy hour or something like that. Le Velt? Please, so bad. My French accent is so bad. But let's go ahead and pop this open so that I can apply it now. And then by the end of the video, I'll have a good idea as to how it wears. So here is the bottle. Very similar to the other three perfumes that are part of this Licorice collection. And I already forget what the notes are, but let me go ahead and just spray some and see. It's definitely like an evening fragrance. It's not, you know, I really like light fruity fragrances. I'm really actually coming around and liking a whole range of different fragrances, but my comfort zone, I would say, is in, you know, the light citrusy, white, floral type of fragrances. This is very different. This is much deeper. Let me look up the notes. So I'm actually on the Kilian site, and it says that this is named after that early evening window of time when absinthe was served upon sugar in a slow-paced ritual. Okay, so the top notes, absinthe, middle notes, licorice and violet leaf, base notes, vetiver, patchouli, woody notes, and sandalwood. Okay. Let's see how it actually smells on me, if it smells the same or different. Ooh. You know what I smell a lot more of now that I've sprayed it on me is the licorice. Ooh, interesting. Almost smells like toasted marshmallow, but I don't see those notes anywhere. It must be a mixture. So let's go ahead and start with the foundation. Yeah, let's start with the Chanel Vita Lumiere Radiant Moisture Rich Fluid Foundation. I have it in the shade 20 Claire. And like I mentioned, I never tried the previous version of this. The only Vita Lumiere foundation I ever tried was the one in the squeezy kind of rectangle kind of squeezy bottle. I think that's the Vita Lumiere Aqua. That's the only one I ever tried. But I'm really excited to give this one a shot. And I've got my Chanel, this is like a fluid powder foundation brush is what it's called. So I'm going to pump. So this has a pump top. I'm going to pump a little bit out onto the back of my hand here. And this has a fairly runny texture. You can see that running down the back of my hand. So I'm going to pick some up with the brush. Now I think the shade works, but I do feel like this 20 shade, in comparison to a lot of the other Chanel foundations I have, is a little bit warmer than the other ones that I have. So I'm just going to apply it to this side of my face so you guys can compare to the non-foundation side. Okay, so it's applied on this side, none on this side. It definitely has light coverage. I didn't put that much on, but I do feel like it has a nice light coverage. I do like the natural glow that I have. It's lovely. Like I said, I feel like the shade works. I think it's fine, but I do think it's a little bit warmer than past number 20 shades. Correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comment section, but I think the old version of this had SPF. At least it had the labeling of SPF. There's no labeling of SPF on here. Let me just check the box. Yeah, no SPF labeling here. All right, so with foundation, without foundation. So I am gonna hop on at the end of this video and just show you how everything wore at the end of the day. Right now, just so you know, it's about 10 a.m. in the morning. So I'll probably hop on around dinner time and let you know how everything wore. So it'll be a nice, like, I don't know, 8-hour wear test. I'm just gonna pump a little bit more out and finish applying to the rest of my face. All right, so there it is applied all over my face. Like I said, when I had the first half on, I really like it. I like the finish, I like the light coverage. I feel like now that I have both sides on, I feel like I see the coverage there, and I feel like it's like a light medium. I have this much left after about two and a half pumps. So I would say I have about 2 pumps on my face. So yeah, light medium coverage. All right, well, so far so good. Chanel foundations for me, I feel like I either love them or they just don't work for me. There's like no like, oh, this is okay. Yeah, I either love them or it's not so great. So anyway, let's move on to the Longwear Concealer. So this has been reformulated. The old one was one of my favorite concealers, so I'm concerned. I hope this is gonna be just as good. The packaging pretty much looks the same, you know. Yeah, let's go ahead and just dive right in. Just blending it in with my finger. It feels okay. It does feel different. Just for fun, I decided to take out my old, previously formulated Chanel Longwear Concealer, and it looks, you know, in the tube, it looks almost identical. I think the newer one is a little, like, teensy bit peachier. Teensy bit. And I just put the new one on this side. I'm gonna put the older one over here. Yeah, I think the older one is just lighter. The texture is a little bit lighter and the coverage is a little bit lighter. I feel like I have a little bit more coverage on this side versus the old side. Well, as long as it wears as nicely as the old one, because that was one of the things I really, really liked about the old formula was how it wore. It just stayed really like moisturizing feeling all day. I didn't feel like my under eyes got dry or anything. It didn't emphasize lines. Like, it's just, yeah, it just was a really good under eye concealer. As long as this one wears like that one did, I'll be happy with it. Let's move on to powder. So I have the Shiseido Future Solution LX Total Radiance Loose Powder, and never tried this. I don't think I've ever tried a powder from Shiseido. And wow, this packaging is really beautiful. It looks like a pearl. So it's described as a truly luxurious loose powder that is delicately smooth, like the finest silk. All right, let's bust this open. So let's see, it comes with a nice, ooh, really nice puff, really thick. So here's what the powder looks like. I don't think that's helpful at all, and I can't really swatch it. All right, let me just apply it to my face. I've got my Chantecaille face brush, and just gonna pounce a little bit. And again, just applying to half of my face so we can compare. Ooh, okay. I feel like it cooled my skin tone down. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I feel like this side of my face doesn't look quite as warm as this side. So it's translucent, but there's like a little bit, there's like a tinge of a color there in the powder. And it definitely like matted down the foundation a bit, but I feel like it's done a nice job kind of leaving that pearl-like finish, I think they're saying. It's something smooth, like fine as silk. Like a demi-satin, not too crazy. Ooh, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of one of my all-time favorite powders, the Kogendo Natural Lighting Powder? Natural Finishing Powder. Natural something powder. I think it's a natural lighting powder. It leaves this like beautiful, very, very subtle satin sheen, just so it doesn't, you know, it mattifies and it sets makeup underneath it, but it doesn't look dry at all, and it leaves just this beautiful finish. Ooh, ooh, I love that. Let me apply to the rest of my face. Also, I don't think there's a scent or fragrance to this Shiseido. All right, next I'm going to take my Chanel contouring brush and go into the Valentino Bronzer. Talked about this in my last month's favorites. This isn't new. I didn't purchase this as part of this haul. I've had this, and it is such a lovely bronzer. All of the Valentino powder products are really, really nice. Love them. They have such a creamy texture. So I'm just going to drag a little bit underneath my cheekbones here. And then I'm actually going to take that face brush because it's so big and fluffy and apply the bronzer to the high points where I would get some sun. Isn't the shade of this bronzer, it's so good, it's so natural. All right, so that is bronzer. Let's move on to blush. So I did purchase the Dior Rouge Blush in $4.59 Charnel, and I'm excited to see this shade in person because it looks very nude. Yes, looks very nude online. So here is the shade. Ooh, let's do a swatch of it. Ooh, so soft. Has a little bit of peachiness in there, which is really pretty. But now that we're into fall, I'm looking for blushes that are a little bit more toned down. You know, for the spring, summertime, I really like those bright, punchy cheek colors, and I will always love blush all year round. But yeah, come fall, winter, I'm looking for shades that are a little bit more like this, like a little bit more subdued. All right, I've got my Laura Mercier cheek color brush. This is like a flat paddle brush. This brush actually is great with cream cheek products, just FYI. But I'm gonna use it with this one today. Works great with powders as well. And I'm just gonna sweep. Ooh, this is such a pretty color. It is perfectly like pinky peach with a little bit of nude, like a nudie brown going on. Ooh, it's so pretty. And it has like a really beautiful finish. It's not a flat matte, but it's not metallic in any way. It just has a really soft satin finish. Almost like the loose powder. This could be the fall blush. I feel like this is just the perfect shade for my fall mood. All right, so with blush, without. Wow, it's amazing how excited I can get over blush. All right, so that is, wow, that's incredible. That is number 459 from Dior, Charnel. You know when you've been eyeing something for a really long time and you finally bite the bullet and you get it and it exceeds your expectations? It's like, wow. First of all, why didn't I just pick it up sooner? But wow. All right, I didn't purchase any new highlighter, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Bobbi Brown Moon Glow highlighter. Not a new product, not new to me. I actually used this in a recent video. I think my easy, everyday, like fall makeup look. I use this, it's really lovely. So I'm just gonna use that Chanel contour brush again. Just pick up a little bit. I really feel like I'm toning down on my highlighter usage now that fall, winter is around. I'm wanting something just a little bit more subdued. Just a hint of it. My cheeks and down my nose, just a little right there. All right, for brows, I'm actually pulling out an oldie but goodie. It's not that old. This is the Gucci powder pencil in the shade number 4. And the actual name is the Powder Eyebrow Pencil. And powder pencils are so great if you want like a really soft, kind of smoky effect, either in your brows or eyeliner. They're really great. And not a lot are made these days. Everything is either like a gel or a kohl, but the powder pencils are really fun. All right, brows are done. Let's move on to eyeshadow. Yes, I've got the two new Luminescent Eye Shades from Chantecaille. One is the Regal Emerald, and that has the tiger on the front. Oh, is that not incredible? Let's do a swatch. Ooh, I love how smoky it is, and then there's a little bit of a multi-chrome action going on in there. It's really, really subtle though. And then Wild Bronze is the one with the leopard on it. And this brown, it has a lot of gold in there. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so I think I'm gonna sweep the leopard all over, and then I'm gonna go in and accent with the Regal Emerald shade. All right, I'm gonna take my Chanel blender shader brush. It's actually a dual-ended brush. I don't generally like dual-ended brushes, but because this brush has a cap, so much better, because then you can put it in a cup and you're not ruining like the bottom brush. Anyway, I'm gonna use the blender side, which is the fluffier side, and go into leopard. What's the name? Wild Bronze. And just sweep this all over. All right, so just a light kind of layer of this Wild Bronze all over. I laid it down a little bit heavier along the lash line, but oh, that's so pretty. And now that I have it on my eye, I feel like this brown is actually quite neutral. It's not as warm as I feel like it looks in the pan, you know, where it looks like it has quite a bit of gold in there. I think once I have it on my eye, it actually looks pretty neutral. Ooh, that's nice. And these Luminescent Eye Shades from Chantecaille, there are shades that are a little bit more micro glittery, a little bit more color shifty than others. This one is more of the like kind of more straightforward of a shade. It doesn't have color shifting, and it doesn't have like micro glitters or anything like that in there. This I would say is just a really kind of like high shine satin shade. All right, Wild Bronze all over. This is a beautiful one and done shade, but I have to use this tiger shade, Regal Emerald. This looks incredible. So the Regal Emerald is one of those luminescent eye shades that is, I would say, more glittery and more color shifty. It's one of the more exciting ones in the luminescent eye shade line. So I'm grabbing a Chantecaille brush. This is actually the brush that comes in the empty magnetic palette. And I usually hate those brushes that come with palettes and come with eyeshadow palettes, whatever, but this is such a great brush. Absolutely great. So anyway, that's the Chantecaille eye brush, and I'm gonna go into Regal Emerald, and I'm gonna drag this along my lash line. Why am I always trying to use the teeny tiny mirror in the eyeshadow compact? Why? Okay, I'm gonna wing it out a little bit. I guess that's more than a little bit, but it's soft, it's soft. Just gonna blend it in a little bit here. I love this green eyeshadow. I love it so much. Oh, it's got the perfect smokiness to it. And it has, like I said, a little bit of that color shiftiness, but not enough where you're like, oh, it looks like a completely different color at a different angle. No, it is most definitely green. Okay, I'm gonna use some of this green shadow along my lower lash line as well. I feel like I almost have like a spooky Halloween look going. All right, enough eyeshadow. I'm so not used to seeing myself with this much eyeshadow on, especially along my lower lash line, but I think I needed it. Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes, and then we're gonna come right back and play with the new Pkwy mascara. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is the Impossible mascara from Pkwy, and oh, look at this packaging. Oh, I love this. It's like a red metal component. And let's see what the brush looks like. Oh, oh, neat. So the brush is like, it's like flat. So there's only bristles at the two ends here. And then, oh, and then like shorter bristles along the other two sides. Oh, cool. And it's kind of football shaped. It is, like most of the other Kjaer Weis products, it is refillable. All right, so I'm going to use the longer bristle side to apply some of the product. And then I'm gonna turn it and use the shorter side. Kind of push my lashes up. Okay, so with mascara, without, I feel like it lengthened my lashes quite a bit. That's my first observation. Let me put on another coat here. Oh, it's not getting clumpy. Oh, it's really defining each lash. I think 2 coats is good for me though. I feel like if I put any more on, it may start to look a little spidery. Okay, let's do the same thing to this side. Okay, mascara applied. My lashes look really long. Really, really long. The curl in them, you know, this side, the first side that I put on, my lashes are falling a little bit. They're still, you can still see them over my eyelid, which is a win, but they are falling a little bit. This side is actually staying up more nicely. It's not bad though. It's not bad in terms of curl holdage. I really like the looks of my lashes. It's so funny because I usually like them real light and feathery, so this is a bit heavier of a look than I'm used to, but I really like how it's coated each lash. It doesn't look clumpy. I don't feel like, you know, a lot of volumizing mascaras, they just kind of like bring your lashes kind of together to make them look thicker, and I don't have enough lashes to do that, but this looks really nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, and finally, I'm so excited to try the La Perla Matte Silk lipsticks. Now, you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of matte lipsticks, but the formulas that companies are coming out with these days, you know, you get a nice matter than usual finish, but it's not this super dry matte, and the formula is really comfortable to wear, so I'm hoping La Perla has adopted this as well. Let me go ahead and take them out of these beautiful tubes. Oh, neat. So this is what the component looks like. It's got this smooth gold shiny finish, and then this, it's like, I don't know, just the slightest bit fluted matte red at the bottom, and it's magnetized. And then there's the LP engraved on the cover there. Not the cover, the top. Oh, this is pretty. So on the site, all you see is this. So I thought the entire case was going to be this red, but I actually like this dual finish case. It's really pretty. It's interesting. It's different. It's different. All right, and here is the bullet. Oh, look, it's got a beautiful floral embossing on there. So pretty. So this one is Terracotta Red, and then let's open up Tangelo Red, and then we'll decide which one we want to end with. Ooh, here's Tangelo Red. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be amazing. It's like, oh, the perfect orange red. Okay, I think I want to end with the Terracotta Red, only because, I mean, I love this color. I'll wear it year round, but this is a very like summertime kind of color. So let's start with Tangelo Red. Ooh, yeah, these actually, I don't know, they're kind of behaving like a cream lipstick. They're not very matte at all. Oh, that color's electrifying. And then here is Terracotta Red, which is a really beautiful burnt red. I feel like I see a little, no, I was gonna say I feel like I see a little pink in there, but no, it's really just kind of like a burnt mid-tone red. All right, so let's try the Tangelo Red first. Oh, you guys, another like fluorescent red-orange color that I love. Oh my God, that is such a good color. Okay, formula. Definitely, it goes on like a cream lipstick. Feels like a cream lipstick. The finish, Yeah, it's like these matte lipsticks that are coming out now. They're not like super, super dry and flat feeling at all. They're just like an unsatin versus matte, but I guess what else are you gonna call them? But yeah, it really feels like I'm wearing like a cream lipstick. Amazing. Oh my God, this color is so good. So, so good. All right, and now for Terracotta Red. And I should mention, these are refillable. So yeah, you can get refills for this. And the packaging feels nice. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel especially heavy or anything like that, but it feels nice. It feels nice in the hand. All right, here is Terracotta Red. I almost feel like this is the fall winter version of colors like this. I mean, they're different, obviously, but it's like, it's got enough of the orange in there. This is much more autumnal than this shade. Yeah, and this color pretty much feels the same as the Tangelo Red. Feels like a cream lipstick. And again, I don't feel like the finish is like a flat, dry matte. It's just like a very, very subdued kind of like cream lipstick. All right, and finally, let's go ahead and revisit this perfume. It pretty much smells the same. I still smell the licorice, so there's like a little bit of a sweetness in there, but I smell all those base notes. I smell the vetiver and the sandalwood and the patchouli. It's just, obviously, it's just a little bit more faint, but it's nice. I feel like it's dried down. I feel like it's settled nicely. I don't feel like the top notes have completely dissipated. I'm just left with those like heavier, deeper base notes. I still smell a lot of the mid notes. Okay, well this is a keeper. I had to return that apple brandy because I couldn't smell any of the apple. But I think this one is definitely gonna be a keeper. This is gonna be a really nice fall winter scent. Lovely. All right, so I'm gonna go about my day and then let's take a look and see how this wore. Hey guys, it is 7:10 in the evening. So I've had this makeup on for, wow, how long now? 9 hours? 9 hours. And okay, the lipstick has worn away. I have had 2 meals and a little snack. It was actually on pretty well after lunch, where I had a steak, a very greasy steak, and I was surprised at how well it lasted. I'm actually vlogging today also, so you'll probably see that footage in maybe Mondays. I don't know when that's gonna go up. Anyway, my next vlog. You'll be able to see like what was left over on my lipstick, but quite a bit. I don't even feel like I needed to retouch. I could retouch, but I don't feel like I needed to. So anyway, the lipstick had very good staying power. Let's look at everything else. I do feel like I look shiny. That's the first thing I see. So I think the Vita Lumiere Radiant Moisture Rich Fluid Foundation is definitely living up to its name. It is quite radiant. It is very moisture rich. And yeah, I see like my oils breaking through. And I have really dry skin, so it's saying a lot to say that my oils are kind of breaking through here. I'm pretty much where most people are oily, like the T-zone, my cheeks here where I have larger pores, maybe not my chin, but everywhere else. I did spend quite some time outside today because my landscaper was here, and we were chatting about what needed to be replaced, all that kind of stuff. And that was at like the height. It was probably like 95, 97 degrees. And I was definitely schwitzing. So that probably contributed to this glowiness. But I would say that's a pretty normal kind of day to be out for a little bit. So I would say if you have dry skin, I think it's fine. I don't mind a little oil breakthrough because I do have dry skin. I would say if you have normal to oily skin, you definitely would want to powder. You may want to touch up with some powder because I did use some of the Shiseido powder. Or, you know, use a little bit more than I did. I just lightly dusted it. If you have like extremely oily skin, this is maybe a foundation you want to stay away from unless you don't mind just kind of powdering your face all day. But there's other foundations where I don't think you would need to do that. So maybe if you have like oily skin, this is not for you. But I really like the finish. I like the longevity. I don't feel like I see any really strange wearing away. I still see coverage around my nose. I did have a face mask on at least twice today, three times today. And I feel like the tip of my nose looks good. I feel like the redness around my nose is still camouflaged. But let me take a close look under my eyes because I do want to report back on the concealer. The concealer looks good. It actually looks really good. Yeah, I feel like it's still there. As far as the eyeshadow is concerned, there's definitely a little bit of fallout from the green, which has those little micro glitters in there. I see little bits of it down here. It's not too bad. It's probably because I put quite a bit of the green underneath my eyes. And then the mascara, I feel like I see one little flake up here on this eye, but nothing here and nothing elsewhere. Just that one little speck up here of mascara. So I would say that's pretty good. And you know, my lashes are still like at that semi-curled state where I left them when I applied the mascara. So that is actually really amazing. Really, really amazing. Okay, so that is very impressive. But you know what I'm most excited about is this Dior blush. Not only do I love this shade, I think it is so beautiful. This Charnel shade, number 459. I was like, oh God, I hope it lasts all day. I hope it lasts all day. I hope it doesn't fade. It's definitely still there, but I think it looks just as pigmented and radiant. I don't think it's faded from when I applied it 9 hours ago. Oh, I'm so impressed, and I love this color. I'm so glad that it lasted the day. So yeah, I think everything wore really, really well. I mean, the two call outs is I do feel like I'm looking real radiant with this foundation, dry skin, so I don't mind. And then the little bit of fallout from that green eyeshadow. Other than that, I feel like everything else wore impeccably. Impeccably. The concealer, the highlight from Bobbi Brown, this blush from Dior, that leopard shade from Chantecaille, that hasn't migrated, that hasn't really faded, it looks beautiful. The powder eyebrow pencil from Gucci, mascara. But overall, I'm really impressed with these products. I am not impressed with my hair though, sorry guys. It was an errand-heavy day towards the end. All right, well, that is it for this video. Of course, a huge thank you to you for tuning in. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to Nordstrom for sponsoring this video. All of the products that I am wearing will be linked down below in my description box if you're interested. And subscribe down below if you haven't already. I will see you in my next video.